against any other side. Barcelona is one side that is tough to face, or the attack is very, 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 very powerful. Add to that the exceptional Lamine Yamal. So that doesn't make them any bad.
It's good to have you on another episode of the Let's Go podcast. With me on the panel, I have the usual suspects. Then I have Omotayo, our resident Arsenal fan, joining us after a long hiatus. Today we'll be discussing a wide range of topics, and I just want us to go straight into the line of discussion. Angel Postecoglu has remained winless in 6 matches. In the Europa League, or was it the Conference League, his team lost 3-2 at home. And I saw a old man put his hands on his head like he has just lost something precious to him. Yinka, what's happening at Forest?
Well, we don't know what the plan is. Someone said maybe the plan is to relegate them so that he can win the championship next season and then say he won something in the second. But we'll see. We'll see if that's the plan. But on a serious note, it hasn't gone really well for Marianakis. I hope I pronounced his name properly. That's the Nottingham Forest owner. I'm not sure what particularly happened between him and Nuno Espirito Santo. We read that there was a bit of
Champions League. Is a run into the Champions League last season? The way they lost the Champions League slot.
Yeah, I think he overrated that team. I mean, Nottingham Forest have won the Champions League previously, but that was decades ago. You cannot expect that they would have an easy ride to qualifying for the Champions League this season, regardless of how they started the season. For them not to have made it is not enough reason for you to now say you want to do away with the coach that has given you stability. I mean, Nottingham Forest that we've known for the last 5 years or thereabouts should be battling relegation. At the very best, should be in top 10. Now, you have a coach that has given you stability for a couple of seasons or thereabouts. This coach has then, taking you a step higher by trying to qualify you for the Champions League. Yes, he couldn't make the Champions League due to one or two, missteps, which can happen. You can now not say that you want to sacrifice the stability because you did not make Champions League. And I always say something: sacking a coach is not a problem. I mean, anybody can sack anybody. Replacing them is more of a bigger task. Now, if they had sacked Nuno Espirito Santo, for example, and went for someone like maybe Antonio Conte, or someone with a track record in the Premier League of, always doing well, it would have made a bit of sense. But we also how Postecoglu did at Tottenham. It was not particularly great. Forget the fact that he won the Europa League in the second season. It wasn't particularly great. So the choice to go for Postecoglu was a bit surprising for me. And I'm not surprised that the results that have come through so far have not been particularly great.
Then I really understand everything. Tayo, so if you consider everything in card and the current situation, regardless of whatever goes on after, would you advise the sack? What's it called? Angel Postecoglu, or just go ahead?
Yeah, for me, from the very onset, I really do not rate Angel. To be honest, I don't rate that man. Like Inka rightly said, at Tottenham, to me, he didn't really perform well, in my opinion. It is, I keep telling people, sooner or later, rival fans, Arsenal fans will appreciate Arteta over time. Sometimes the stability of the team.
You just have to bring Arteta into
No, hold on. No, I'm heading somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes, the stability of a team goes a long way. It's not just about trophy. You can't come to a team and you be like, oh, my next season, my second season, I always win the trophy. Angel is not the right man for the job. You sacked Nuno, and then you brought in Angel, a coach that was struggling at Tottenham, a coach that doesn't really have a track record in England. So for me, he does not have that credentials to take Forest forward to where they want to be. If you are saying you are sacking a coach because he didn't make the Champions League spot, and then you brought in Angel, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me, in my opinion. So for me, you've hired him already. The best you can do is give him, let's say, 4-5 months, maybe next year, February.
4-5 months will be too late, though. 4-5 months will be too late. say
In
say
essence, he's
December
completing
at
the season.
most. For 4 5 months.
No,
And
you can.
just to add to what Tyre said, I'm sorry, Tyre, for cutting it. I think when you're appointing coaches, you have to look at their track record. You have to look at what they are known for. Nuno Espirito Santo was known for stability, so to speak. If I remember,
Exactly.
well, it was at
Exactly.
Wolves. When Nuno was at Wolves, Wolves was a difficult team to beat, almost like this Nottingham Forest team, if everybody remembers very well. People always
Yeah.
dreaded going to Wolverhampton to play against them. Was he at Fulham too? I don't think he did particularly well with Fulham, but he's brought that same energy to Nottingham Forest, and then you've set targets that, as far as I'm concerned, does not make sense. I don't know why.
In fact, he gave them more than stability.
He gave them more than
Honestly,
stability. He
honestly,
achieved way beyond what was expected. So for them to be playing in the Conference League now, it's because of Nuno. So why have you sacked Nuno and then gone to bring someone that does not have that kind of track record in the Premier League? In fact, when he came to the Premier League, when he joined Tottenham, he played this absurd eye line, one of the worst eye lines that I've seen in the Premier League, and kept dropping points because of that system. And when he was told to change it, he was adamant that I wasn't going to change it. This is how we play, mate. This is how we do, mate. This is this team, mate. Until the thing backfired. And then the second season, we all know how the second season went. So
mate.
you just went and I feel like maybe nepotism might have a part to play. And I know that, Postecoglu is Australian, in quote, but that name sounds Greek. It sounds Greek, just like
Maybe it's Ghana.
Marianakis. So they've done man, no
what,
man, one way or another.
what does nationality has to do with this?
Maybe it's
They've
Ghana.
done man, no man. Because
No,
I
maybe.
just do not understand the basis for going for someone like Postecoglu in the states that
No,
Nottingham
it's not a
Forest are
good replacement. To
currently
be
in.
honest, it's not a good replacement.
That's true. Though.
It's not a good replacement.
I agree.
Can you
If
guys
we
hear
are
me?
sacking the yes, we can hear you, Sansi. If we are sacking the coach because he didn't qualify to the champion, then your replacement should be someone who has that track record of qualifying to the champion. So I don't understand your point.
Attire,
I
So
think he needed.
attire.
definitely,
I think he needed a yes man, and he got a yes man in Postecoglu. Like I was saying earlier, the run into the end of last season was tumultuous between Nuno and Marianakis, and we saw in one of the matches where he confronted him on the pitch after they drew the match. So we thought Abramovich was chaos. Marianakis is chaos pro man, and we hope they don't relegate for their own sake.
If you relegate, that's your problem.
Speaking of managers on that level, we have Oliver Glasner at Crystal Palace on 19 matches unbeaten.
Fantastic coach, actually.
I feel big teams slept on Oliver Glasner, or he didn't have grace, or he didn't have PR. I don't know which one it was, because at Frankfurt he won the Europa League at Frankfurt, and I remember that season. He beat Barcelona at Camp Nou, if I'm correct. He knocked out Barcelona on his way to winning that Europa League. So he's doing well, and there are now talks of taking over at United.
Yeah.
They
From where
call
to where?
United theater of dream. But at this moment in time, I think United. I think that Old Trafford is where dreams die. Dreams die there.
Theater of Shigi.
If he goes to United, his career might die. He should not even think about it, as far as I'm concerned.
Should he wait to the end of the season?
Sorry.
Should he wait to the end of the season?
definitely yes, he has to.
So Anton,
Because if you ask me, yes, he has done wonderfully well so far in his career. In fact, he currently is on an excellent run, so to say. Relatively compared to Crystal Palace status, he has gone on a nine beating. The interesting part about it is that he has faced Liverpool more than once within this period. He faced the City in the FA Cup final. He won that time. So he is doing amazingly well. He made some talking about system ball and he made some points which I agree with.
He has threatened Liverpool again. They are playing Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, and he has threatened.
Definitely. So I think he has
Talk
that
and-
is the antidote to slot. So he said something about
I mean,
key thing is not about the system, but your players understanding what you actually intend to do. I think Manchester United needs something like that right now. But for the sake of Oliver Glasner's future and his own sanity,
I beg.
I would not
Manchester
I
United
would
should
not
continue with Hamilton. They don't need
I
him
will
for
not ad-
Arsenal.
I will not advise he goes over to Manchester, not full of the season. So I would advise he's beautiful with Crystal Palace. For now,
Man
start from that
United,
strike.
what
He'll
they
get
need
a
is
bigger job.
deliverance, not a coach. What they need is deliverance. It's not another
He's,
coach that they need. They need to
he's
first
funny.
deliver themselves from the demons that are battling them. And
They
then
need
after they've
exorcism.
done all the cleansing and whatever and exorcism or whatever it's
Exorcist.
called, they can then start looking for a coach. Because that their problem is no longer physical as far as me I'm concerned. And if you
But
ask
at
me,
this rate, United can relegate him.
I don't think
They
they
can do
will.
what?
I think I'm trying to think. Can they? it, will,
They wouldn't.
it will be too much of a story, but I don't think they will. I think there might be worse teams. I mean, the
There are
United are
definitely
facing
worse teams.
Sunderland this weekend, and nobody can boldly say, "Oh, let me put my money on United." Sunderland. That's how bad it is.
Other than
You want to
inform,
waste
they are
your
not a
money.
small team now.
Man United's problem have become
I,
cultural.
I, I, I don't know, but
It's,
guys,
I would
forget
not
about
advise any
cultural
coach to go to
problem.
Manchester United
As of
for sake
today,
of their future.
why has Amorim not been sacked? I think that's a bigger question.
It's obviously a financial decision from what we've read.
It cost
And we
20
I
heard that
mean,
they
million
are
we,
waiting
before
for them.
November.
we've read that it's a financial decision, so
More than a
that's
financial
enough reason
decision,
now,
it's also a
especially for a
spiritual
club like Man
decision.
United and what we've been reading about them over the past few months. So if finances are involved, if they can wait just another 2 or 3 weeks
3 matches.
to maybe save an extra 10 million, what's another three or
I
four losses that they cannot manage?
I heard they are playing friendly
Well,
matches there
at
and
this
there to
point,
raise money for
don't
the
die,
club.
not die, because
They should come and play Remo Stars now. They
it's not
raise money
looking
from
good
there.
for Manchester United, and I want to pity them, but no, I don't have enough pity to extend to them. They've shown clubs a lot of shege in the past. I think they should enjoy some period of shege.
They've been
Moving away from
suffering since 2012. This man, that's
ah,
how many years of shiggy? Pity them
a few
now.
years.
Louis was saying
Anyways,
recently that his kids doesn't know what it means for Manchester United to win, and I was laughing. Like, has it been that bad?
it's
But
that
he
bad.
didn't lie now. He didn't lie.
Is that bad? They've
He didn't
won
lie.
they've won trophies. They've won trophies here and there sparingly, but you cannot say that they are moving upward. They are just one step forward, three steps backward. Moving to the Champions League, where our own Victor Osimhen he drowned Liverpool at Istanbul with a solitary goal. And I saw a video of Gary Lineker apologizing to Victor Osimhen about his speaking about his attitude towards play and not stepping up in big match. And I saw that match. I saw a large part of that match. And Osimhen was a thorn in the flesh of Liverpool. I mean, he wanted to take Konate's life. Konate especially. Konate, I'm sure Konate will still be seeing Osimhen in his dreams. But Liverpool have not been impressive this season. Lots of players, change in formation, change in system. Is it too early to be scared for Liverpool, guys?
Well,
Yes, as in fact, we've seen Carragher's critique. He said that their style of dictate show that the way he explained it, he said every second you see both sides attack like in the basketball. He said big side is expected to control the game more. There is a factor of that, but that has been their style. It is not recent been that way for a time. Yes, they might be struggling to get late games. It doesn't mean they are that bad. It doesn't make poor side overnight. You understand? It is due to the fact that they brought some new acquisition. What's it called?
But the new acquisitions are not living up.
It is early
The
days.
season is
Come
still
on, they
very
are
early
still
now.
I think it's still too early.
It's
I
still
mean,
very
early
early in the
days. So they
season.
will definitely settle in and everything will balance out at the end of the day. So it is
Salah
still
is
too
Salah
early
is
to
even yet to get
criticize
in the
this
group.
side, despite that they
Salah
are
getting
they
back to
are at that
form
settling
will
stage
solve
and they
like
are already at
60%
on
of
the
their
top of the
problem.
table. So it is very early to criticize this Liverpool side.
well,
Salah is
the only
costing
problem is the pressure that comes with playing in the Premier League, especially with players like Isak and Florian Wirtz. Because of the money that was spent on those players, fans, pundits, and even neutrals expect that they'll be thrown in the fray immediately and they expect them to play. If it was Serie A, for example, you might not see most of these players until match day 10
I feel
because
that
they'll be,
Arne
especially
Slot is
considering how Isak arrived.
I trust
Isak
I
arrived
trust
on
my
the last
is
day
manager
of
on
the
it.
concentrating
transfer
on his
market.
own success.
Sorry.
Lookman has not.
And
I
especially
trust
he
my
has
Lookman, who
manager
become
is
a
to
not
victim
do
of
even
it.
his
a
own
new,
success.
who
He's
is
still
not
top of
even
the
a
Premier
new
League table for
signing, is
crying out
still
loud.
seasoning in Atlanta. So you can imagine what
I don't know what
So
the force is all about. Liverpool, they are still top of the Premier League table, so maybe people are just expecting too much from them. Salah is yet to get into the groove. When Salah gets back in his groove, I feel he's going to solve like 50% of their problems. Liverpool have enough firepower to see through the whole season,
I
so
need
I
to
don't think
send
there's a
Salah
problem
from
with the
my
team.
head. Just talking point.
If
You
Isak is
can
not
wait to say
firing, they
something.
have a Kitike to fall back.
I'm
So
sorry,
there is
Samson.
not
What
much
did
of
you
a
say?
problem. If
I said
Isak
you
is not
wanted to say
firing, they have a
something
Kitike to
before
fall back
JD
on.
started.
No, I thought JD was still speaking. But like I was saying earlier, considering how Isaac arrived, for example, he arrived on the last day of the transfer market. You would expect that it would take time for him to
To
get in a
gel.
group with the rest of his Liverpool teammates. But obviously there's the Premier League pressure. We bought this guy for 100 million or whatever million, so we expect to see him play immediately, especially because he's used to the league and what have you. This, that. But it's not always that straightforward. These players are not robots. They need time to understand the way the new coach wants them to play. They need time to understand certain movements and, things like that, which is what I think they are still, struggling with. And just like JD said as well, Salah is not, the Salah that we used to know. Salah is not it this season at all. I've seen a number of their games, at least I think I've seen like 4 or 5 of their games, and Salah did not particularly impress. He was just picking his moments, and those
Yeah.
moments were too few and far between themselves. So if they're able to get Salah back on back to his normal level, and say Isaac understands the way they want to play, then I think the sky is the limit. There's still the problem with their defense. I admit that, because it looks like every time that they are attacked, it looks like they concede. That's a problem, a different problem that they might need to fix tactically. But with the kind of firepower that they have, they might not even need to worry about defending, because that team has attackers that can score maybe 3 goals per game, if you ask me. And say they concede maybe 1 or 2. Well, last they win maybe 3-2 every game. So that's
should we
just
be
the way
worried
I
for
see it.
Florence? Because of all acquisitions in Liverpool, I think he has been disappointing. So asking, should we be worried?
I'm
Well,
already worried for
it's
him
still early
actually.
days.
He's
I'll
not
still say
showing
it's still early
promises.
days.
He's not showing any promises. It's not looking like he's in tune with their game. He's the only one odd out. Like his numbers are
But
not encouraging.
personally, I still think it's early days. I do
Yeah,
not think that a talented player goes from being talented one season and then the following season he just suddenly loses all his ability to play football.
it
So
happened with Anthony
I
and
think that,
Manchester United.
the coach might need to be patient with him. The coach does not want to bow to pressure of benching him, because there's this narrative going around that, oh, he's the one tilting the balance of the team. And if you just bench him for a few games, I think Jamie Carragher mentioned something like that as well. So if you bench him for a few, well, if the coach bows to that pressure now, it sends a wrong message to the squad, sends a wrong message to the player as well, because it tells the players that the coach does not have a mind of his own. So the coach is still going to ride the wave for now. Maybe see how he does till maybe after the November international break. If things do not improve, then he might start reducing his playing time, and then eventually maybe make him a bench player, which would then mean that, at least for the first season, the Florian Wirtz experiment or the Florian Wirtz project
Investment.
has been a disaster, so to speak.
I just do
If
not
they
see
ask me, I
him
think
blowing up in the
that
Premier
talent.
League.
Yeah, we've treated this topic in previous shows where I said there is no way in any planet where Florian Wirtz is worth as much as that amount that was. And
No,
I've always
I
mentioned
completely
that
agree with that.
I
Of course,
rate
nobody
The
doubts
market
that.
is inflated, you would agree.
Musiala as a better talent than Vias.
There is no debating that now.
Yes, he's not bad,
It's
but it's
subjective.
not. It is
There
subjective.
is
That's
no
why I said
debating
if you
that.
ask me,
It's obvious.
definitely Musiala has a better talent compared to Ferran. So the weight
Well,
of expectation is shoulder on the fact that he was purchased for that huge amount. That I think that would not do him any playing. The media narrative always flying here and there. So I think if you ask me, the waste. I don't need
well,
to see
Eh?
to get to that.
They've not wasted money. Not yet. Oh.
All
You
right.
can't, you
I
can't
once said
concede.
on this show that I didn't think he would leave for 130 million, because I didn't think he was worth 130 million. So I was somewhat surprised when they eventually sold him for close to 150 million. But at the same time, you cannot blame the player. It is not the player that decides his price. It's the two
Yeah.
clubs that come together. The selling club says this is how much we want to sell him, and then the buying club says, okay, we actually agree with that valuation, and we're going to pay, whatever you guys are asking. So you cannot blame the player. It does bring a bit of extra pressure on him. But if I was the coach, I would start reducing his playing time. Start reducing that playing time. Start reducing
Make
that
him,
playing
make
time.
him an impact player from the bench.
Make him an impact player. Let him come off the bench. Let him see how the game is going and stuff
The
like
little
that.
role that she
And then
has Ferraris.
Chiesa should find
Chiesa
another
should go and
club.
find somewhere to sit down. That one should have come to
Chiesa should find
APC
another
last
club.
summer.
Speaking of international break, guys. I want us to talk about the Super League of Nigeria.
Sorry, we don't have our calculators.
2 matches go. FIFA has taken 3 points from South Africa already, but we are still third on the table. Gentlemen, is there any hope of us going to America, Mexico, and Canada next year?
Yeah. They say hope dies last now. Hope dies last now. Have you?
It's a question of how strong is your hope, because definitely it's not in our hands anymore.
Your hope accompanied with results.
Hope dies last. So as long as
We
it's
didn't
still
do ourselves
mathematically
enough favor
possible.
when we went to South Africa and didn't get that win. It's completely left our hands. Our hopes are not in our hands anymore.
As long as it's still mathematically possible, well, there's hope. But I think it's like if you have to put a number on it, it's like 10% hope.
Wow.
10
So
is
no
generous.
work up for us. Back to back.
This will be the first and definitely not
The,
the last.
the sad part is that if we finish second, we will be finishing with 17 points. Let's assuming we win both matches. With our 17 points, we are still not part of the top. We will still not be part of the top 4 best second place teams, because as of this match day, there are teams that are already on 17 points and they are second. There are teams on 15 or 16 points, and man, it's sad. Hopefully on another show we are able to talk about Super Eagles and the Nigerian football situation in depth. But it's an embarrassment, it's a disgrace to us as a nation, as a
We need
people.
more than a full episode to capture everything about the Super Eagles.
Maybe if we can bring
A full season.
Super Eagles
Full
coach,
season.
maybe we bring the Super Eagles coach to the Let's Go podcast, or the NFF chairman. They should come and explain to us. Anyways, in the past week, Yamal has been trending a lot on X, and that has been as a result of the outcome of their match against Paris Saint-Germain, where Nuno Mendes got the better of
Lord.
for the second time, locked him out of the game, and even ended up winning the man of the match. PSG defeated Barcelona with a second or a third string PSG team. Is this a statement to Barcelona that, look guys, you are far from invisible, guys?
Well, in a one-off game, anything can happen. That's the truth. PSG were better on the night, no doubt. But it's that result alone is not enough to judge Barcelona as, to say that they are not good enough or that they are not part of the top teams in Europe. Barcelona remain a strong team. Their style remains one of the styles that is the most difficult to play against, especially if you don't have a plan. So I wouldn't say that they should be written off. Regarding Yamal and Mendes, but it's not the first time it's happening. Mendes has always had him in his pocket. For some reason, Mendes looks like Yamal's kryptonite. For now at least. What I want to talk about, Sha, is this pubic issue that Yamal has been having since he did his 18th birthday. It looks like it has happened twice now since that 18th birthday. I don't know what happened during that birthday. Something really happened.
There are reports that Barcelona deliberately put out that step to ensure that it does not go for the international break, because it's just recovering. Because the Spanish team was announced, and within 2 or 4 hours, Barcelona released a statement that he is not available. He has a pubic, whatever. Hopefully, it's a gimmick, because this angle that Inca is.
There is no way we can.
I'm not saying any angle. I'm just saying if you see 2 and you see 2 and you add 2 and 2 together, you always get 4. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
One thing about that is that, just like Ika said, Mendes tonight 11 Yamal. In the same fashion, I think PSG system is the perfect tonight Barca style. It's not to say Grant Barcelona adapt was so to say, but the PSG system that
That
exploits
Barcelona eye line, that Barcelona eye
yes,
line is criminal
that's
against a team like
PSG.
PSG.
That PSG style is one that exploits their weakness a whole lot. Showed Barca's the high line is one that played the hand. They have full backs who run tirelessly, or the Hakimi
I
that
was just going to mention that, especially because they have full backs that make late runs from deep.
in fact, they should thank their stars that the likes of Belly and Due are also not present start day, because they are very fast attackers that would really exploit the space left behind. And after that, you don't have the fastest defenders. But on some other day against any other side, Barcelona is one side that's tough. They attack very, very, very powerful. Add to that the exceptional Yamal. So that doesn't make them any bad. But they actually need to do a whole lot about, because it is usually their hunt. I've seen they always have to concede first and give away a lot of chances due to their high line. So they might get past the hurdle on these days, because the quality of this side are not up. But if they are to be that perfect side, with them do a whole lot, not fix the high line, correct their defensive setup faster. They need more than what they currently are.
And they have 80 million Kubasi.
80 million in what currency? Naira.
80 million Kubasi.
Okay. Before I conclude with the fixtures for the weekend, the top fixtures for the weekend, guys, what has Pedri done wrong? Everywhere you turn, Sister Pedrina, Baba's Cha, Tony Onion,
Shika Kodri. Tony Onio.
What has Pedri done wrong? I saw
Pedri
a
has not
tweet.
done anything wrong. It is Barca fans that have set him up for drag.
I saw a tweet. Somebody said, when you see Vitinha play, you will think Pedri is an influencer. So now, that guy is getting too much hate. I don't like it.
It's
I
Barca
think
fans that set
Barcelona,
him up for drags. I mean, Barca fans, the difference between Barca fans and Arsenal
Chelsea
fans
fans,
is not really much.
Chelsea,
The only thing that is saving Barca fans is that at least they win trophies every now and then. Arsenal do not win trophies.
Some minutes ago you were telling me not to bring Arsenal into the conversation. Now you are bringing Arsenal into the conversation.
Calm down. I'm getting somewhere.
The world of football will miss Arteta after he might what is that Arteta.
Yesterday, I read somewhere say that I read a tweet that said Julian Timber is top 2 right back in the world and is not number 2.
and it's not second.
This is the player that does not even bench Denzel Dumfries in the Dutch national team. Same Arsenal fans will tell you Lewis Kelly is probably one of the best left backs in the world. They tell you Gabriel is one of the best centre backs in the world. Odegaard is this.
Let's be fair, Inka. You cannot mention 3 right backs in the world now. Not mention Timber. Timber is on another level at the moment.
Calm down. You should watch more football so that you won't be saying things like this. But let me land. You now say, okay, this person is the best in the world, this person is the best in the world, this person is the best in the world. How can you have players that are the best in the world in their roles and they cannot win trophies? How does it make sense?
The reason why you are disrespecting Timber and the likes is because they don't want the trophy.
They should win trophies now so that I will respect them.
That's how you decide a decent player, a fantastic player.
There's Denzel Dumfries.
See, trophies is actually one of the things that separates good players from elite players. You can be a good player and people will be looking at you as, oh, okay, this guy is good, he's just there. But if you do not make that step up to start winning trophies, especially on a consistent basis, you'll not be classified as elite. Luka Modric was really good when he was at Tottenham. People knew he was a good player. People knew he was good. But it was only after he moved to Real Madrid that he attained that near God status. That, okay, this guy is a great player. So you cannot tell me Lewis Kelly is something in the world. Best 2 in the world. This one is best 3 in the world.
Nobody's mentioning Lewis Kelly now. Lewis Kelly is just a 16-year-old boy.
Okay, 18-year-old. Let's mention Timber. Does Timber start for his national team?
Timber this season.
It's a yes or no question.
Arsenal is going to win the league this season. The Champions League
record it. What's today's date? He
final.
said Arsenal will win the league this season.
Today is the 3rd of October, 2025.
So that we'll come back to this episode. He said Arsenal will be here. But I'm asking you, does Timber start for his national team?
Told us in the past, that never came to pass. You said Partey is blocking, Partey blocking last season.
The space in the middle.
The Arsenal Newcastle game should tell you something. You see, the
But
Arsenal
but
Newcastle game last season. If it was last season, we'll probably draw that game or lose that. But this
How many
season,
games? How
we
many
are
games
showing
have
that
you
we can
lost this season?
capitalize on what?
How many games have you guys lost this season in Premier League?
Just one. Just one.
One. I thought it was two.
Yeah,
No,
just
because
one
you know
against
the draw
Liverpool.
to Man City feels like that a lot.
Okay, they celebrated that draw against
Many CEOs
against
were
City.
calling Ateta.
That's that's
Tayo, you cannot say anywhere in the world that Timber is top two right
it's not
now.
even top three.
Because if you watch football, there are players, as in there are players. Even in this,
I
even
know,
in this,
right? I know. I'm just saying it's the same thing. I'm just saying
Is Timber as
it's
good
just the
as
same
is
thing.
Timber as good as Hakimi?
Of course not. Of course not.
Is Timber as good as
But you
Dumfries? In
cannot
fact, I'm not
say.
even going to ask that. Timber is not as good as Dumfries because you can't even bench him in the national team.
that's two people already.
And you say it's top two.
I didn't say
So
stop to. I didn't say
you
stop
get the
to.
logic now. But you guys are always
I
saying
didn't
you
say
have the
stop
best
to.
players in each position, you have this, you have that, but you don't win things. But unlike Barca too would come every time there's a player from La Masia. Oh, we are this guy is the next big thing, is the next this, is the next that. And then you're setting him for drags, especially when you do not win things, especially when you lose a game. People ask, okay, where is this guy that you said is the next big thing? Why didn't he perform? So that's what I'm just saying.
I think Pedri is going through a lot. Hopefully,
Him and Yamal is treating infection.
anyways, the weekend is upon us, and there are interesting fixtures. United is playing Sunderland. We hope they can turn a corner. Chelsea's hosting.
Man United plays Sunderland and I'm scared for Man U.
That's the reality of things. That's the reality of things. Chelsea is hosting Liverpool at the bridge, and in Syria we have a big clash between Juventus and AC Milan. Last week, Milan got the best of Napoli at the San Siro. Great performance, a great spectacle for European football. Tayo, did you watch that match?
Which of the matches?
Milan Napoli.
No, I didn't.
No, that was the match of the weekend last, and you missed it. You need to watch more. You need to watch more matches. Anyways, this weekend.
As I said, Premier League fans, they don't watch more than Premier League.
Yeah.
No, don't be so.
Basically. Anyways, in Syria this weekend, we have Milan traveling to the Turin Stadium to take on Juventus. Juventus are unbeaten in the league, but they've started on the same pattern they started last season with Thiago Motta. A lot of draws, last minute equalizers, and it's going to be an interesting match between Juventus and Milan. Allegri goes back home, Rabiot goes back home, Kalulu will be facing his former team, and as a Milan fan, of course, I want to take 3, but it will be an interesting match.
And I think Espirito Santos' debut is against Arsenal.
Yes, please. Yes. Yeah, we'll be waiting. It's going to be a lovely match.
The bookmakers have predicted Arsenal to win by a landslide, but that match, if you are a bookmaker, I would avoid that match.
I would really avoid it
because Nuno Espirito Santo wants to prove a point, and
besides, I don't like going close to teams that have just changed coaches. There's always this new coach
away from
now.
proving a point. Away from proving a point, West Ham is quite a tricky fixture for Arsenal. Even last season, I'm not sure we won them last season. So now, if you have to combine that fact with the fact that they just got Nuno, who has a point to prove, then I'm not sure. I would not boldly say it's going to be a cruise control for us, but then I know we would get it. We should be able to get it.
You guys are winning the Premier League this season now. Have you forgotten? So you guys will win this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Beat everybody.
Anyways, those are the interesting fixtures for the weekend. To our fans at home, we appreciate your support. We appreciate your followership. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel.
And share.
Subscribe and share, please. Very important. Subscribe and share. Let us spread the good news about the Let's Go podcast. To our fans in Eastern European countries that are following us, we say thank you. We appreciate your followership, and we look forward to giving you more interesting content. From myself and the panel, I say have a wonderful weekend. To the United fans, may the Lord be with you.
May the Lord be with you. May the Lord, you need the Lord's guidance. Seriously.
We remember you.
Seriously,
Ciao, ciao.
Good night, guys.